I don't know how far we'll actually end up scaling back. Like, I know that we're obviously not going to do, like, Meteon level threat, but at this point, guys, they're making it look kind of, like, cutesy and, like, a fun vacation. You guys know it's not going to end up being that way. You guys know that something important's going to happen that's going to set a chain of events off that, like, carries us into the next few expansions, because this is the beginning of a new narrative arc, probably for the next 3 expansions. So it'll be Dawntrail and the 2 following ones. Like, this is going to set it up. So whatever happens at the end of 7.0 and whatever happens leading into 7.1, 7.2, like, just like Endwalker, like, well, no, Endwalker is more like closing of narratives. I don't really like, I don't want to say that Endwalker opened narrative windows and doors, because in a sense, I mean, I guess it did, but not like what they aim to do with Dawntrail. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to hopefully a lower stakes, not world-ending threats.
Every vacation ends up with us saving the world.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It'll be cutesy for all the first 2 levels of the expansion. Yeah, I really think that we're gonna get. I think we're gonna. I mean, at this point, we've really only been shown like 1 zone. You know, really only 1 zone. But you know, the northern side and the southern side of that continent are gonna open, and we're gonna find. Dude, I'm telling you, we're gonna find some shit that it's gonna be. Dude, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be really exciting, because we didn't really think about, like, I didn't think about initially, like, okay, think about all the places that we went in Endwalker. We went to Thavnair and Dradzadhan, which is crazy, first of all. We went to Garlemald. That's crazy. Like, what? We went to Elpis. We went to Ultima Thule. We went to Labyrinthos underneath Sharlayan. Like, that is such a wide variety of locales that, like, this Western continent thing, it's not gonna be just the Western continent. Like, like, how do I put this? I think we're gonna be pretty surprised. Yeah, VODs are open to everybody. All the VODs should be accessible, shouldn't be any issues. And I got a lot of good stuff in the VODs right now. Like, if you go through my collections, if you go into the videos tab on my stream and scroll down, like, there's collections for all of Endwalker MSQ arranged by level, all of Hildebrand arranged by patch, my Myths of the Realm, all of Pandemonium, and Abyssos, and I have Anabasios downloaded too, so I have that footage too. I tried to upload it to Twitch, but the file's too large. But anyway, I went through and I cleaned up all the VODs, and I named them and I organized them to make it easier for you guys to get to them. And then I took the restriction off for subscribers, because, yeah, fuck it. I think Dawntrail's just gonna be Tyrol because the trailer makes the expansion seem location-centric. Endwalker was more narrative-centric. I don't know about that, Jay. I think it's gonna be pretty narrative-centric. I don't see that changing. I think that this... like, let me just say that the idea of contest for a throne, I think, is interesting. And I think it inherently holds the potential for a narrative to lean into... How do I put this? I think that conceptually this could have something to do with the reverence of a god. And I don't mean like primal type shit, but let's just say that, like, Western culture has a lot of... There's like, not that this doesn't exist in other places, but there's like spirit animals. There are creatures of the jungle that exist in folklore and stuff that just, like, there's a lot of narrative opportunity, like a lot of narrative opportunity. And without giving like too much away about like some of the ideas that I have for that, because I think I'd like to save that for a video. Let's also say that, like, Mayan, Incan, Aztec gods, some of them are pretty cool. And let's just say, like, big stone structures, big monolithic statues of positions that are contested by, like, honorable combat and contest. Like, let me just say, I think it's for more than a throne. Does that make sense? Like, I think that the contest in Tyrol, it's about more than a throne. It's about more than ruling. I mean, I think that there's a really good possibility for there to be some like religious grounding in there somewhere, because they're gonna have their own beliefs. Like we're going to a whole different part of the world, like where they see things, they're gonna probably see things very differently than what we do. And our interpretations, there's probably gonna be some initial like, kind of like distractions, because our interpretations of what they're saying, we're gonna hear them and be like, what the fuck are they talking about? I feel like later on, as we get deeper, we're gonna start to understand more of what they identify things with, how they interpret things, and maybe be able to align those with our more Eorzean or maybe Eastern beliefs. And I think that that'll be fun. But I think there will be that learning curve, but there'll also be new things, you know, of shit that we've never seen before, that we've just never seen. Things maybe more aligned with like auspices and things like that. Things more born out of like animal spirits and faith in that regard. And I think, you know, auspices are something that I've heard people ask for more of. And I don't know, there's a lot of cool shit. I mean, technically you could dip your toes into Haitian voodoo if you want to. And let me tell you right now, whoo, there are some sick Haitian Loa, dude. Let me tell you right now, dude. Oh, baby. Dude. Like Bwansamdi out of World of Warcraft, that's based on like a Haitian voodoo god. So like, I'm just saying, man, you can get some pretty dope fucking stuff out of Western cultures. It's really cool. I honestly can't wait. I can't wait. Think about this. You guys remember that preview footage they showed us of the graphics update where inside, what is it, the fucking, what's that dungeon, Aldazal's Legacy? How they were showing us how the pillars got the glow up and it's reflective and it's beautiful. Think about when they take that texture and they build a whole fucking city out of it. And the whole fucking city is this beautiful reflective gold. And like in that city sits like atop a fucking huge temple sits this highly revered fucking god of the Western cultures that like, it's just gonna be, I can't wait, dude. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Quetzalcoatl, I mean, we know that like conceptually Quetzal exists, you know. Was it ever iterated upon and ever let loose or introduced somewhere? I don't know, you know, but let's just say that like Hakar from World of Warcraft is heavily inspired from Quetzalcoatl. It's basically the same fucking entity. And, you know, that's very much another Western culture god. So, you know, if we get a wind serpent or something like that, I'd be cumin. I'd be stoked, dude. I really love the, like, dude, we talked about this before. The Yucatan Peninsula, like, I almost said mythology, I mean, in a way, but like, there's like legends out of there about like vampires, you know? Fucking full-on vampires. That's something that, I don't know. There's a lot of opportunity for super cool storytelling there. There's a comment on one of your videos where someone thinks Y'shtola is surprised in the trailer because the image in the book is exactly where she's standing. If that's true, it gives credence to the Waka theory Tetsujin put forth last week. Considering regional traditions, like one of the beautiful things about humans is that there are magnificent inventions from all different parts of the world before we ever like got in contact with one another. For example, aqueducts, sundials, like people figured shit like that out in different places of the world. And I think that those things are super relevant and matter, right? Like how kingdoms or territory was divided up, how their roads connected different like cities, like they're like the way that the whole infrastructure is set up is different. And I think that when you start talking about literally how things are laid out throughout the nation, so to speak, I totally love those kinds of theories, and I think that there's always an opportunity for stuff like that to be true. Because I mean, why the fuck not? That's like the like some of the deeper, truly intricate, identifiable differences for certain civilizations. I don't know. It's I think it's really cool. So why not? Like that's all gonna be in Dawntrail, I think. We're not just going to be in Central America. Like, we're going to go South America. We're going to go North America. I don't think it's going to just be in that little area. I don't think so. I don't think so. I want to see something that looks like Machu Picchu. That will probably occur. Yeah. I mean, we have there's like painted hills, which are a real thing. And I think they're in Peru. Like, there's already real life landmarks that are being copied or directly referenced. So, like, why not? I would hope North America has some Native American stuff. I'm sure that it will. So if you watch the localization panel with Koji Fox and Kate, they went over. They had a short part where they were talking about sensitivity and inclusion and really getting the proper feedback and involvement from people of certain cultures in order to like make sure that they do this right. I think that based on the feedback from that they've got back from their implementation of specific cultures, outfits and stuff like that, the feedback that they've been met with, I think for some of that stuff has kind of like opened their eyes a little bit on how they need to go about handling those things. And if that means getting literally a group of different diversified like experts on different like Native American tribes, whether it's Plains tribes or whatever, like I think that it sounds to me like that's what they're trying to do, like really making sure that people who are part of that ethnic thing that they're trying to represent in the game are actually part of its creation and can give feedback on it. And I think that ultimately that's the only way that you can make content like that that's inoffensive. Like you have to involve the culture that you're referencing, otherwise it's probably going to be offensive in some kind of way, whether you're using a garb that you're not supposed to for this capacity, or like whether you're giving the stereotypical look of something. Like, you have to get people involved. You can't just fucking do some research and then think that you can yourself, like, you just know the answers. I feel like inclusion is a big thing, and to be able to look back and say, like, they were able to be with us through the steps for this and make sure that we were doing it properly as well. Like, they had just as much of a say in this as we do, if not more, because what are we doing if not a disservice by poorly representing a culture? Like, it's not worth the risk, and it's not worth like the inaccuracy. So I think that's what it sounded like they were doing. Like, that's the impression that they gave, was that like that's the level they're trying to take it, of like making sure people are involved in it so that they can accurately represent things in an inoffensive way. Best thing about 14 is it can be inspired by real life culture without any of the real world baggage. Well, unfortunately, I actually don't think that's true. Maybe this is just me, but based on what I've seen, I don't think that's true. I feel like the baggage is always implied there, and like if you don't represent things properly, like you're gonna hear about it, like you're gonna find out. That's the way I feel about it. I don't feel like it gets to dodge it. I really do feel like it's almost like, I feel like it's almost subject to more scrutiny because there are so many eyes on it, and because, it's a game. I mean, it's a game, right? Like, and it's technically primarily developed on another continent, in another culture in and of itself, right? So, but I'm also not here to speak on behalf of cultures that I don't represent. I've learned not to do that because, one, it can make me look like an ass, and sometimes you say things for people that they don't want you to say for them. You gotta know how they feel and the words that they want to say, otherwise you end up just fucking speaking on behalf of people and offending them. I hope Dawntrail is their foot in the door back to approaching political plot lines, because ever since Stormblood, it's felt like they shy away from it. That's very true, Medusa Lily, and it's one of the things that I actually really enjoyed out of Stormblood. And I think Stormblood is heavily underrated. I say this every time we get on the topic of it, but I think Stormblood is criminally underrated, dude. It's a very fucking good expansion, especially for that fact. I thought the political plot lines were extremely interesting. The vice reign of Doma, the fucking sitting on the throne, like interacting with Xenos, and how he was, and everything that was happening with Varys, and as that led into like infighting, later on. I love those plot lines when they're done well. I feel like FF14 has nailed them. Some of the best moments out of A Realm Reborn, one of the most memorable things for all of us is the Bloody Banquet, okay? That is directly civil politics. Like, that is, or nation, like, that is direct You cannot get more political than that. It is literally a staged assassination. Like, it does not get more political than that. So, I enjoyed that. But yeah, I do think that they've shied more away from it, and perhaps that's because of maybe a perception that the average player doesn't want political things in their game, because, you know, you get a lot of people that are like, oh, you know, leave politics out of my weeb video game because I don't want to have to listen to it. But it's like, you know what, man, everything is inherently kind of political when you think about it. Remember when Yoshi P said consider Dawntrail to be a summer vacation? Yeah, I don't really like believe that. Like, I don't believe that. I want to believe that, but it's not just going to be that. There's probably no meaningful deep conflict in a summer vacation. Like, it'll come out that way initially, but it won't stay that way. I can't sell into that because I know that MMOs, like, I know better. I know better.